Respected chairperson of the session, dignitaries, invited guests, students, and everybody in the audience. I am from philosophy, and whatever I will be speaking is based on Nagarjuna's philosophy. It is directly Nagarjuna's philosophy. The Buddha said that we have suffering, and it's a fact that we do have suffering. It's a universal fact. And as long as suffering is, Buddhism is relevant because it talks about ending of suffering. Now the Buddha also said that suffering is because things are impermanent. Now it doesn't mean that if we want to end suffering that we are going to look for something which is permanent. Buddhism is not about that. Rather, Buddhism says that we need to understand the nature of the impermanent. It is in understanding of the impermanent that there can ever be a hope of ending suffering. Now Nagarjuna says, but it's impermanent. So it is an inquiry into impermanent, because it is only in understanding of the impermanent that we have the hope of ending suffering. Now he says that a thing is impermanent if it doesn't have its svabhava, translated, own being. Now Nagarjuna, we do not find him pointing out what is a svabhava. We do not find him pointing out what is own being. And how do we ever point it out? Because the entire world is filled with things that do not have a svabhava. When I am asked to point out what is red, I can point out this is red, this is a table. But how will I point out the svabhava when it is not there? So Nagarjuna said, all that can be pointed out is lack of svabhava, that a thing doesn't have its own being. Now what do we understand, or what is it when we say that there is a lack of svabhava, or there is a lack of own being? Now Nagarjuna said a thing cannot be said to be having svabhava if it is dependent for its result, that is, if it is resultant on certain other conditions and certain other causes. If anything is arising, if anything has come into being because of some other reasons or because of some other causes, then that thing cannot be said to have a svabhava or own being. And this lack of svabhava, this is what he calls empty. And everything in the universe, according to him, is empty, because everything in the universe is dependent on certain causes and conditions. Now why does he say everything is empty? Do we see everything as empty? Do we see everything as produced? Do we see everything as resultant? Not very easy to understand. When we talk about cause and effect, effect is a result, but how come the cause is a result? Cause is that on which the effect is dependent. So we can understand the lack of svabhava in the effect. But can we understand the lack of svabhava in the cause? Nagarjuna says, or according to Nagarjuna, the dependence is always mutual. When we talk about the effect, yes, we understand that effect has arisen because of the cause. But would we be talking about the cause had we not the effect? If the effect didn't come into being, if the effect was not in front of our eyes, would we be talking about cause? We wouldn't be. We wouldn't be using the term cause for that thing. That is why even the cause is dependent on the effect. And he gives also the example of ignorance and disposition. That is, it is due to the ignorance that disposition